or good afternoon, or good evening from wherever you're calling in, from wherever you are in the world. Welcome to Estimation Poker, Bluffing, and Winning with Metrics. I'm Carol Dekkers, called Quality Plus Technologies, and we do consulting and training in project management, in Agile. That's where the AEC comes in scope management, which is the certified scope manager that I have. Also in project management professional PMP prep training and estimation. Yes, a certified function point specialist fellow, and I've been involved in metrics for many, many years. So welcome to the webinar, and if you have any questions as we go through, please type them into the chat box and we'll begin. So in the topic, I want to talk a little bit about estimation, whether it's a necessary evil, about Agile and how Agile doesn't change everything that we can handle, and a little bit about something I call estimation poker. Poker, or what your opinion is on poker. I don't play poker. I don't gamble. I work hard for my money, and I just really do not like to give away my after-tax dollars. Once in a while, there will be a friendly game, and there's some analogies I kind of draw sometimes between what we're tackled with in terms of our day jobs, in terms of estimation, and what comes up on a poker table. I have to admit that I have a friend who actually is a professional poker player. I didn't even know those existed, but she earns a very, very, very good living. Not by being a gambler, but by taking calculated risks and really attacking poker with a scientific mind. So let's take a look at the information that's on the internet. If I look at all the research, and I'm doing a lot of research on estimation, what people think of it, what we can do in terms of our service offerings between Waterfile and Agile. I have clients calling me all the time saying, how do we do better estimation? We're with estimating before requirements, which actually was the topic of one of my previous ITMPI webinars that you can look up and you can listen to. How do you estimate before you have any good requirements? Kind of different schools of thought. There's people that say, absolutely, you must do estimating. But how do you do it? You've got such a changing environment. And this slide kind of shows the summary of some of the opinions that I've read and I've seen and the clients have told me about. So like project estimating, that's old school. That's obsolete. We can't really do a good project estimate because we've got no information. We don't know the requirements. We have no clue what the technology is going to be or what the team's going to be. There's just so many variables. It's impossible to get it right. I've even heard that when we put out a good, solid estimate, management throws it away anyways, or they cut it in half. There's the idea that every project is unique. Consistency. It's always going to be wrong. It's a necessary evil. You know, we've got this cone of uncertainty. How on earth can we do some sort of an estimate when we don't know how many pieces this project's going to be broken into? We're doing Agile development. We don't even know what any of the user stories. We have no idea how many user stories we're going to be building. It's ever changing. Estimating is useless. You know, software development is creative. It's like an artistic endeavor. Think of that. I've said all these different things. It's kind of polarized in a lot of cases between people who think that estimation is absolutely necessary and people who say that development is an artistic endeavor and therefore we will never get it right. What do you encounter in your organization in terms of software project estimating? Here, I'm going to give you about 15 to 20 seconds to have you enter into the chat box. What do you think about this statement? Think about software project estimation in your environment at your company. And it would come in. Response that says, right, exactly the same types of things. There's people, how do we get better at estimating with a changing environment? My shop is old school, but yet we are introducing all sorts of agile. How do we bridge that gap? Says that everybody does their own way of estimating, and the older people who have had 30 plus years of experience, let me read this, any of the 30 years experience is like a teacher who knows exactly what they're doing, but really can't explain how they get their estimates to the somebody over the board. Varied. And I've seen situations where people that I would consider gurus are saying there's got to be a better way. Well, I believe there is. Now, this is something that we've dealt with since the beginning of computerization, since we first took a look and said, okay, let's automate some of the business functions, some of the things that we want to put into software. And I've been on both sides of the fence. I've been in a situation where I've had to do project estimating, and someone said, you know, Carol, you're a smart person. Give estimates. You know, riles me up because I think, yes, I am smart. I am good. I'm an engineer, and I want to give a good estimate, but you've got to give me some good, solid information in order to do an estimate. Come on. Do you think we did this in the chat box? Regardless of what your opinion is, regardless of what we really think, estimates, corporate budgets, if you talk about it as a C-level suite executive, corporate budgets are based on estimates. We see from that, sometimes our corporate budgets are set a year or 2 years in advance on sketchy requirements based on sometimes just an idea, a set of clouds in the sky. Our expectations. When will you deliver this piece of software? When can I anticipate starting to get ready for the software that I need if I'm a customer? Well, it's based on an estimate. How many people do we have to ramp up for? How many contractors do we have to plan for? What kind of an RFP do we have to put out? All of those are based on estimates, are planned and scheduled based on estimates. No idea how long a project will take, no idea, they're going to plan. Well, something in estimating and scheduling, and yeah, it's not solid, but there has to be a good way forward. So set based on estimates. Executives will decide the priorities of which projects to do in which order and how based on estimates that you provide. The word estimate itself, let's take a look at that. A verb used with an object such as I've estimated or estimating. The key is to form an approximate judgment. Those are important words. Approximate judgment. Exact fact. An approximate regarding the worth, amount, size, weight of something. Calculately to form an opinion. So in other words, we're not just pulling a number out of the sky, like I remember was talked about when I was in software development in the trenches. Good estimate is something based on the knowledge we have, based on a calculation, based on analyzing what we know, and up with our best guess or